Hello, right, back again. I've been meaning to do this for really quite some time. I built the Pixar up house, which I've got here, about 10 years ago. And I made a little video of the making of the house, which I did by mistake really, but anyway, it's done rather well. Over those 10 years, it's amounted somewhere in the region of 256,000 views. I'll put a little link by there at the end of the video so you can watch the film if you wish. But one of the questions I get asked a lot, and I don't mind answering the questions, I'm quite happy to, is are there any plans? And unfortunately there aren't. There are no plans to build in the Pixar up house. The way I went about it was I watched the film over and over and over and over and did little drawings as I went on what was actually going on with the house. So what I'm going to do today is I dragged it out of storage, I've given it a bit of a dust. It has stayed together because I work as a model maker by trade, so I like to think that everything I make doesn't fall apart. So it's done rather well for 10 years. And what I'm going to do today is a little 360 view of all the little bits and bobs that I copied from the film, and I like to think I did it faithfully and accurately. I haven't made anything up at all, so what I'm going to do is a little 360 spin round of the house, and if you are building it yourself, hopefully this will help you to achieve your goals. With one little bonus which I'll show you at the end, which is this little up bag here. I'll tell you about that in a minute, but anyway, let's get a little bit closer and I'll show you some of the bits and bobs with the house and some of the common mistakes people make. Right, so you'll have to forgive my camera work because I've got to spin this round. Right, number one. One of the things you very rarely see sometimes, which people forget about, is there is a light, which I'll try and get it, which hangs from the ceiling there, and it is all planked out. There are planks, so there is a light up there. And the other thing people tend to miss out is there are joists which run all the way down and underneath. You probably can't see, I can't even see myself, but yeah, there are beams that run all the way down. That's number one, but anyway, that's the angle you're looking for with the steps, and these little pieces of wood here, there's 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and that's how it goes along, and that's the accurate amount as well. And the same with the window frames. That's what they look like in the film, and that's what I've tried to replicate as I go along, as well as this lip here, that's quite accurate as well. The hose I did follow, but I made up the nozzle. I made that up because I couldn't find the bits that I needed. Anyway, there we go. Well, let's spin it round to the other side now. This is another one of the mistakes people make, is that is a window, and down on the side there is a little hatch, again with another window, and the tubing runs down at an angle to a point there, and again with the planking on the side and with the ridge. So I'll spin it around a bit more to the back, and the back of the property is very rarely seen at all. In the film there's only one really good shot on the back of the house, is when it takes off and when it's in the storm. So again, if you look at the piping, come on camera, runs down the back. Put my hand in the way now, like this, going all fuzzy. And then there's a little window again, same style as all the others, with the steps and the guttering, which comes up the side, and there are 2 little vents on the roof as well, and that's what they look like. But one of the biggest and most common mistakes people make when it comes to building this house, if I spin it around a little bit more, I'll move my chair, is the back, this area here, which isn't seen at all. The only area it took me a great deal of time to try and figure out what was going on in the back of the house. And again, there are joists which run all the way along, and underneath is this area here. Now there's only one shot in the film regarding this area, and people think it's a window, and it's not. It's a vent. It's a window-sized vent. But again, there's only one shot in the film when it's in the storm, which you actually get to see this very, very briefly. But it is actually a vent. It's not a window. And again, with the pipework that comes down, this is at an angle, and it comes down to, there's another little vent on the back with the downpipe. I seem to have missed a little bit there, but I don't know where that's gone. And again, more planking in exactly the same way as before on the front. So that's the bit that people always get wrong. It's not a window, it's a grilled vent. So there we go, that's the back of the house. Let me just spin it around. See if I move it forward a little bit, spin it around. Again, this is another part of the house that doesn't really get a lot of airplay, which is this area here, which has got all the gubbins, the electrics and the pipes and whatnot. I'd like to think I copied this quite faithfully. I'll get a better shot of it there. But anyway, that's what the electrical and the gas outlet looks like on the back of the house, which goes up into the roof. And again, with the guttering that comes down, I followed that from the film. And again, there's only a few shots of this with the window and more guttering, and then again another 2 vents on the roof. So that's that area of the house. As you can see, it steps in and steps out. And we spin around a little bit more, back to the front again, because you can see there's a height difference in the roof here to there. It does actually pitch up towards the end, and there's one other thing which is quite hard to see, which is the weather vane on the top of the roof. But that's what that looks like, again with the north, the south and the west and everything else on there. So that's what that looks like. So there we go, that's the house. I hope the information there was any use to you. If you are going to build it, just keep watching this video and you'll find out all the bits you need. Right, when I originally did this video, built this house, Disney Pixar found out about it, and they sent me a little present, which I thought was really lovely, which I wasn't expecting, but they sent me as a gift for my little video, Russell's rucksack, which is a lovely thing, which I thought was great on its own. But when I opened it up, I found out there was another present inside. So I just dragged that out a sec for you. They had actually included a copy of the book, which I keep in this bag, and which I thought was lovely and very kind. But then it went a little bit further, because I had a nice little message from them regarding my little video. And when I opened the book up, I found out it was actually signed as well by Pete Docter and Jonas Riviera. So that was an even bigger bonus. I've never seen one of these. I'm sure they are around, but I was blown away by the fact that it was actually signed as well. So what a lovely thing. Oops, let me just bang that back on there. But yeah, that was a lovely present from Pixar, with Russell's rucksack, as you can see, which I've never used for anything. It stays in my room on the shelf where it's nice and safe. So there we go. I hope that information was useful. Again, I'm happy to answer questions, but unfortunately there are no plans. All I can suggest is watch the video, the film, up over and over and over. And if anything extra information you need, hopefully you would have been able to gather it from this video. So there we go, that's Pixar's Up House. Thanks for stopping by. Be well, have a beautiful day, and I'll speak to you all later. Thanks for stopping by. Cheers.